I got on a construction site when I was 10 years old.
Really?
And just started sweeping floors and pounding nails and stripping paint and doing whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it's literally all I know.
Well, Johnny, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. And you drove all the way from Naples to get here. Is that right? You're down in Naples?
Yep. We cover all South Florida, but yeah.
Are you typically on the road a lot?
Yeah, I'll put in a couple 100 miles a day for sure.
A day?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. So much windshield time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How do you prefer to spend windshield time?
I mix it up. I've started listening to books and, like listening to a lot of the books to try to ease the mind instead of having it go a million miles an hour, listening to music and things, because there's always so much going on anyways. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Any good books you want to share?
I'm listening to Relentlessness right now.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
I listened to that one.
I think I got like 3 hours left of it, so listen to it the whole way here. So
Nice,
Yep.
nice. I love that one. I recently read Atomic Habits is one of my favorites.
okay,
I did
I'll
that.
have to do that one.
Yeah, it's really good. And then, I grew up a boxing fan. I'm still a boxing fan.
Yeah.
And Andre Ward, retired fighter, wrote and narrated his own book. And it was cool, resilience and overcoming
Yep.
and things like that. He's a man of faith as well as I am, and so kind of relate to him that way. And yeah, it was a really good read, especially in the car on a long drive.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't put in as many miles as you do.
Yeah.
I live about 45, 50 minutes north of here, and so yeah, it could be an hour each way sometimes.
So your
with
guys' traffic can make it just as bad for sure.
Yeah, so I'll do audiobooks as well. Keeps me from, we all do it
Yep,
while
for sure,
driving,
for
right?
sure.
But it keeps me from picking up the phone and doing stuff like that. So, cool, man. So, a couple of questions I want to ask you, like really deep questions, meaningful questions. So I'll start with those. Is that okay with you?
No problem.
All right, man. Text messaging or phone calls?
Texting.
Yeah.
I've got so much face-to-face interaction already. So
yeah.
anytime I can, respond at my own leisure, I don't gotta, give you an immediate answer. I can text
Exactly.
you in 20 minutes and be like, it's not the
Or
end
longer.
of the world, Yeah.
Or
So,
longer. Yeah, I'm the same way, man. Isn't it funny how 20 years ago when the phone rang, it was like, oh, who is this?
Yeah.
Great. And now we're like, who's calling me?
Yeah.
Who had the nerve to
For
pick
sure.
up and
Yeah.
dial my number and call me?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the first app on your phone you look at in the morning?
Well, probably like my Gmail, but then I'll start like scrolling through LinkedIn, Facebook, there's so much job opportunity constantly who needs a roofer, and you just throw your name out there because there might be 100 other ones, but you don't know if they're going to call you. So you at least got to throw your name,
That's right.
So
But, closed mouths don't get fed, right?
Yeah.
like
Get on the website, mess with SEO, the minimal stuff that I do
Okay.
know, just try to work it a little bit.
Okay, you're doing it yourself.
I do.
That's cool.
We're small and growing, so I've got marketing, that we do like the Google ads and stuff like that.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah.
Well, very cool, very cool. All right, so if I read it correctly, how long you been? Is it 9 years?
Yeah, so I've had our LLC since 2017, and then we've had our roofing license for going on 5 years now.
Were you in the industry prior to starting your own business?
Yes, I was doing custom builds down in
Okay.
Naples, like the Port Royal Harbor homes.
Nice places.
Multi-million-dollar houses, yeah, for sure.
My wife and I got married down there in Naples.
Nice.
And so we go back every year, spend 3-4 days down there. And
How long you been married?
2020 we got married, so 5 years.
Nice. I just got married in November, so
Oh man, congratulations.
down in Key West.
That's cool. That's cool. I haven't been to Key West. You like it?
Oh gosh, you got to go, man.
Yeah?
It's a whole vibe.
Yeah, I need to go. And there's I don't know how far the drive is from Naples.
It's 4.5, 5 hours, depending on traffic.
It's not too bad. There are cheap. I've looked. There's cheap flights from Sarasota.
Especially for you guys to just hop on the flight and go down there. Because you don't need a car when you get down there.
No?
You can walk around, take the Ubers, little rickshaw bikes and stuff. People will get you around. So
I have to check it out, man. We got married during COVID, and it was
Go down there.
It was great, man.
Definitely.
But,
especially if it's any warmer this weekend, go down there.
man, it's been so brutally cold. Like,
No.
what is that about? I mean, I'll take it over. I'm from Cincinnati, and so my mom sends me the weather.
I'm from
morning.
Michigan, so yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 5 and 6 and negative
Yep.
degrees. I don't want any part of that, man.
That's why I came down here.
So why? First of all, so you're doing custom builds for a company. Why roofing, and why start your own business?
It just kind of worked out that way. Went from the custom builds, and then that kind of stopped, and I started my own thing, and I was kind of doing the handyman stuff and blah, 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 and I fell into a roofer 2 weeks after Irma, and kind of just ran with the roofing for a few years with him while doing like my little main stuff, but learning what I needed to learn. Things happened, things went south, had to sue people, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Went and started my own roofing company, and then got my own roofing license, and then here I am.
So roofing license, 5 years, so that's 2020, 2021?
Yep.
Something like that. All right, and then we had, what was that storm we had?
Ian, Milton, Helene.
Yeah.
So
And down south got crushed pretty, that was Ian. Yeah.
we didn't get like the wind, like what Irma, where it was just ripping off houses or roofs.
Yeah.
But it was just floods. I mean, there was some places where it had a 12-foot water line. And I mean, to go and talk to these people that, like hid in their attics for hours, it's,
They lost everything. Mm-hmm. Wow. So when that happens, like you're dealing with people on like the worst day of their life.
For sure. And you got to go, like try to keep a straight face on, and, like, unfortunately I'm there. I'm in a business, I can't do all this for free. I can only do what I can for you guys,
Right.
So it's tough.
Yeah. I mean, is there that you can share? Is there like a particular case that you can remember?
I mean, I had one guy that in Bonita, it was his second house, not a big deal, but he had just purchased the 2 properties, dumped his whole life savings into the 2 properties on the water, and they go and get 12 foot of water in them. We gut the entire things, do everything, blah, blah, blah. Literally 3 months after we finish, Milton hits, and it does it all over again.
Oh my gosh.
So he walked away from them. He just sold them for pennies on the dollar, and he's like, I got to get out of this.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to roll the dice on another storm, right? Yeah. I've often wondered, like, the real estate market's so hot here, right? Like, I get it. There's lots of opportunity.
Highs and lows too, though.
Yeah, high risk. You know what I mean? Especially like as you get closer to the water.
Especially if you're dealing with your own money. Like a lot of those people are dealing with investor money and stuff like that. But when you dump your heart and soul into something.
Yeah, man. Goodness gracious. All right, so 5 years in the business, or 7 years in the business, but 5 years you got your roofing license. Talk to me about the first 60 days. Like now is your baby. It's not somebody else's.
I mean, even like the first couple of years is tough. Like it's hard to go find work every day and have I've got 4 employees that work every single day, so I got 4 mouths to feed every single day. Before mine get fed.
That's right.
So,
yeah, I mean, even I subscribe to this Souls on Board idea. Shout out Joey Brannon. So, you got 4 employees. Are they married?
They've all got kids. They're not necessarily married, but they have kids.
So think about this. Employee 1, you got his mouth.
Yep,
then
for
those
sure.
kids' mouths, right?
Yep.
So you got more than 4 mouths to feed.
It's a lot of responsibility, for sure.
Here we have a certain number of employees, but we have 17 souls on board, I like to say. So like, Trey Alexandria has a wife, Quan, and a little girl, Gigi, and one on the way, right? So that's 4. That's not just Trey.
No, yeah, for sure.
It's 4. So definitely a lot of pressure in being a business owner, and I think it's what comes with it, but it's also what we signed up for.
Definitely, the pressure, the risk, the risk to reward, and
I wouldn't trade it.
No,
I've
taken my experiences and learned from them.
Yeah, same. There are days where I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Yep.
But I wouldn't trade it at all. But was there a time that you thought about it? Like, you know what? I'm gonna do something else.
Well, I don't think that necessarily. I'm always looking to do more per se.
Interesting.
Not necessarily do something else,
Yeah.
but like how can I dabble into more things? How do I go start a different business other than roofing? Do I want to own a painting company? Do I want a landscaping company? Do I want to be a consultant for people? Things like that. So the sky's the limit. Like
It is.
I don't want to work till I'm 100 years old. So someday I am going to walk away from it all, or at least let somebody else take care of all of it, and I'm going to go reap the benefits. And
that's what
me and the wife, exactly. That's what we're doing this for, is to go enjoy ourselves.
I think that it's an entrepreneurial spirit to say like, okay, what more opportunity is there? Because once you, especially like in today's age, like with AI and efficiency, like you're able to do more in less time, right? You're able to be more efficient. And so like over the last 3 years, I've found myself, whereas I used to work 60 and 70 hour weeks, right? I'm still working that many hours, but I'm able to do maybe 40, 45 on the business and maybe 5 or 6 on some, maybe something on researching this over here. What can I add to my repertoire? What's an extra service?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or even what's an additional industry that I could
How can I
in?
differentiate myself from whoever else?
Absolutely.
Be better than that.
And earn more revenue.
Offer more. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're all about.
I love it. So when you go from operator, right? So you're building custom homes, you get your roofing license, right? I'm sure you've been up on the roof doing all that stuff.
Yep.
Now you talk about hundreds of miles a day. So you've moved from operator to leader. What's that transition been like? And before you answer, we all do things a certain way. So not only what's it been like to move from operator to leader, but also to let go of the execution.
And that's a whole, dilemma in itself, just trying to let go and trust somebody else to go take care of things that, the guys are working right now.
Right.
I'm here, so I need somebody, an equal leader that can take care of things out in the field where I can continue to go find those guys work, because if I can't go find you guys more work and I'm at the job, this isn't going to last very long.
Yeah.
Exactly. So definitely need more leaders.
Yeah.
You got to have people that take pride in their job. You got to, my team is great. My guys are awesome.
Nice.
I trust them with anything and anyone, without them, I wouldn't be here.
What's the, and maybe it's an evolving question, because it sounds like you're reading audiobooks like I am. And so I feel like I'm adding more things to my skill level as a leader, right? Yeah. But what's the leading style? How do you prefer to lead others?
I'll get out in the field and I'll work with them for sure. I've got no problem sweating and humping shingles up the ladder and stuff like that. One of the first things that actually made me get into my own business is injuring myself from doing manual labor and things like that for so long. And then I kind of had to step back and be like, well, can you do manual labor your whole life? Obviously
really?
not.
No.
So you need to come up with plan B, take all this information you've learned over all these years. I got on a construction site when I was 10 years old.
Really?
And just started sweeping floors and pounding nails and stripping paint and doing whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it's literally all I know. Obviously now I'm learning more into the accountant and, the business field of it.
Wear all the hats.
Nobody wants to do that part. Let me go pound a nail all day. I love it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I told you I'm from Cincinnati. I worked in the union. I was a metal plater.
Okay. Yeah.
And I loved it. It was 2001. I think I was making, I don't know, $13-14 an hour. That's a ton of money when you're, what was I, 19, 20 years old?
No bills, no nothing.
Bro, cleaning up, right? But hard work, and I would look at the guys who had been there 30, 40 years, and you could just see the wear and tear on their bodies.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And I would think to myself, I don't think I should be doing this forever. It's working now, but
it's fun and all.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure.
But can't do this forever. And luckily I was able to get down here to Florida and do something else. But that was my first thought of, should I be doing this type of labor forever? Nah, man, no way.
Especially for somebody else.
For somebody else. All right, so you got married back in November.
Yep.
Congrats. Talk to me about putting hundreds of miles in, right? So those are long days. Talk to me about how being a business owner has impacted family life.
It's definitely, we've had learning curves, for sure. When I first started, went off on my own, like it was everything 24/7 to make sure everything was running as flawless as possible and efficient, because everything's so tight margins to make it at the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
Then you kind of got to learn that there's more to it than just the business, like why we're doing the business, and that's for us. The significant other, the family, stuff like that. So yeah, I've definitely tried stepping away from the business more hours of the day, like set the phone down when you get home or whatever, let it go to voicemail. Who cares?
It's tough.
But it is. Yeah, it is. But we're getting there. Yeah. And she's amazing about all of it,
Very cool.
So
yeah, it's important to have like the right partner. You know what I mean? Like my you get it, man. Like there's times where you have to work, even when it's not, 9 to 5 or whatever.
Yeah, Sunday night, answering emails, doing something that you don't want to have to do. On vacation. Answering emails.
Dude.
In Italy, answering emails. Like, trust me. Yeah, for sure. I got it.
Man, but yeah, having the right partner, she's shout out to my wife, Heather. Like, she has always been like, what's funny is when I'm behind or when I've got something I need to work on, but I'm trying to be, present. She's like, what's going on? You need to work? Kind of. You need to go work. Like, she's really good about that. And then it just even supporting whatever needs to be done. Like if it's an extra day or an extra hour, like whatever needs to be done. So I think it's important because I can imagine there are spouses that are like, nah, like you need to come home at a certain time.
For sure.
Which I get, respect, but also how would that impact the business?
Definitely.
So that's important. But yeah, to your point, like being able to put the phone down, like I have found that when I am at work, I need to be at work. But when I'm doing the family thing, to as much as I can, impact or control, I need to be present there too. Yeah. And so it's hard though. It's certainly hard.
Because they're both our pride and joy. You know, we've poured everything we have into each of them. So
yeah, absolutely. And they both support each other, right? Like,
for sure.
There's no reason for
they go
you to
hand
have
in
a
hand,
business without it, and there's no reason to have the business. But like,
definitely,
cyclical. Okay, so going back to being where you are now, and then looking back, what's one thing you can point to where you're like, what, I wish I'd have gone this direction or done it that way?
I don't really want to say I regret anything because I look at it all as a learning process. Like I'll take the good from it and learn from the bad and leave the bad behind, because like you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. As cliche as it sounds, like that's as real factual as it is. So
okay. I mean, I'll tell you, I agree 100%. I used to have a problem with failing. Now I am very comfortable failing. And I don't know whose quote this is, or it's not necessarily a quote, but I remember seeing an interview with a guy, and he just said, I'm not necessarily better than all the competitors that I have. I'm just faster. By the time they have thought about something and come up with a concept and had 2 or 3 meetings and then gone to market, I've already gone to market, failed, come back, learned, and been better. You know what I mean? Quick, fast. I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with failing because I know I'm gonna learn like so much from that. So I feel that if I could look back, it would not necessarily a regret. I know now, I'm 43. I know now that even as a 23-year-old, I had this entrepreneurial spirit. I was doing things like, selling amps and subwoofers and CD players and stuff, installing them. I had this entrepreneurial spirit. I didn't know that's what it was. It was just making a little extra coin.
Exactly. For sure. I needed some money, man.
Right. Well, they call it a side hustle now.
Yeah, exactly.
But had I known, had I realized that even that was something I could have, was a business. Shoveling snow and cutting grass in the summer, it was an entrepreneurial spirit, but I just didn't know it. And I wish I'd have realized it back then.
For sure.
And then maybe, like just jumping on the internet thing a little bit earlier. Like I remember, I actually have a photo of myself realizing the power of the internet. Like I'm on the internet and I'm looking at the camera like, yo, it was 90s, 96, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I wish I would have jumped in.
Yeah. And our generation is crazy to get to see what we saw with all the technology. Like these kids nowadays, they don't know what a rotary phone. Like you show them what a rotary phone is, they don't know what that stuff. Like we saw it all come from nothing to where it's at now. Playing on the green screen computers. With the little floppy disk drive. Pong. I mean,
Pong was great, wasn't it?
That's what the simplicity we had growing up.
All that stuff they don't know. I brought a pager in here one time, and we had a guy here that was how old was he? How old was Josh? Like 23. He didn't even know what it was. Had no idea what this device in front of him was. I'm like, this pager was the whole world, man, back in the day.
Yeah. You were somebody if you had one of these,
Well, my mother wouldn't let me have one. She said only doctors and drug dealers carried pagers, and I didn't have a PhD. That was her rule. So I had to sneak mine, I had to hide mine.
That's funny.
But, all right, so you said you're doing some of your own marketing. So how do you, as a roofer, earn business? Like, how do you find new clientele?
Honestly, there's no better thing than word of mouth, in my opinion. Just doing good work and good work spreads. We have a 5-star Google rating. We stand behind our product. I'm out at all the jobs. Every customer meets me. You gotta make these people feel comfortable. Right. Honestly, one of the reasons I got into business was hearing all the horror stories, like of these older people down here, because what South Florida is like. It's very
a lot of seniors.
It's an older crowd. Yeah. And they get taken advantage of. And you hear all these horror stories of these people just getting taken to the bank and ran through the ringer. It's like, man, why? You don't even have to do that around here. There's so much work and money to be had. Just go do honest work and charge an honest wage and you'll do great here. So that was one thing I didn't understand when I first came down here. I'm like, why aren't all you guys ripping everybody off? You don't even got it. Yeah. Like just go do the work. Go make the money.
Yeah.
So you're there's no shortcut to this. We ain't getting rich overnight. You got to keep just going and So
I love that. Customer service and making them feel comfortable and things like that. I try to get a lot as much. So my wife loves going to Disney, and when I go to Disney, because that means I have to go to Disney a lot. Shout out my wife, I love Disney. But when I'm there, as much as I'm having fun, I'm like paying attention to the way they do customer service, because they're just world renowned.
For sure.
Known for their customer service. So like I'll see something and be like, even though it's Disney and it has nothing to do with my industry, I'm like,
the little stuff that you're able to do,
helping people to feel seen, feel heard, and comfortable. It's the same in my industry. Like, somebody comes in, they're dealing with a dilemma, right? Like, in your case, the roof is leaking or whatever it might be, right? In our case, the business is leaking, right? There's, oh my gosh, I'm not getting enough leads, or not enough revenue, or whatever it might be. They need to feel seen in an authentic way, not like in I'm playing a role and reading a script. I need to see them and feel them and make sure that they know that I understand what they're going through. Because if not, why would they even want to work with me? They could work with somebody, that is authentic in that way. Yeah. So I love that. That's really cool. What makes Carson Roofing different than all the other roofing companies down here, man?
Like I said, I'm out at the job, like I'm the owner, I'm out at the job. They're going to see me. They're going to shake my hand. They can call me if they have a problem, and I'm going to walk them through it. I'm going to stand behind it. Like I will do whatever I can within reason.
Of course.
To make sure they're happy and that they get a good product that they deserve. I mean, again, that's why not? That's what they paid for. That's what my original bid charged them for. So just do it.
Just do the work, baby. Yeah.
And I mean, it's going to keep coming.
I love it. And it'll keep coming. Yeah, you're right about the word of mouth thing. I mean, like when people, there's nothing warmer than a neighbor that says, you got a problem? I had that same problem. Let me take you to my guy. I did see the 5-star rating. It was one of the reasons I reached out to you.
Nice.
Because you're right. Not everybody has a high rating, right? Review rating, but it's also, people say, impossible to please everybody, right? But
to an extent,
to an extent, if you do right by people,
yeah,
more often than not, you're going to please close to everybody.
Exactly.
So I love that. How do we find you?
We've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got our website, carsonroofingfl.com, carsonroofingfl@gmail.com, our Facebook, Carson Roofing. So any of it.
Love it, man. Well, thank you so much for making the drive up here and for joining me on Stir. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.